this computer. But recording in progress, and now I will share my pictures. Hold on, I think
Am
that's
I the
here.
only one today?
No, there is G Mold, but he's waiting for his IV cam connection. I can quickly show you. I've built a bar in my shed. I've done something new here. I can quickly show you that. I can put the lights on, and I'll show you when I get around here. Look, there's now a little cat kind of bar. Can you see that? Is that
Yes, yes, yes.
my seat's in the way? That's
Also,
what
my
we've got now.
headphones have light on them.
Okay, it's quite a bright light. But since I've built it, it's a picture of a cat. It looks like this. I've got beer mats as well that are the same. It's like that. But it's a picture of a cat. And since I've built it, my own cat, he comes in every day now. He's there every single day. He loves it. He loves the new bar. Okay, so let's get the pictures up anyway. 1 second. Let's stop. Okay, so do you want to just choose one at random then? Let's perhaps try and find one which we haven't done for ages, because I know that lots of them we've done many times now. We did that the other day. Um, that's not so interesting. Let's try this one. Yeah, the strong man.
Okay.
Okay, what do you see in that
I
first picture?
see two women who are next. One woman is next to another woman,
Good,
and a man in the distance, with a fat
good.
man in the distance.
Yeah,
Is
in the distance or in the background. Good. In the distance is good.
okay in the background, and there is uh, I don't remember the noun.
Begins with a
The
ch.
um,
I would use the word ch. Okay,
uh,
it's one of those words that's come up, but not
no,
drawers.
no, no, no.
We just
It's
say a
not
chest,
a chest. Only
yeah,
chest,
a chest for something like that.
because
It's one
okay,
possibility. Like
okay, okay,
we say a treasure chest, for example. Yeah,
okay,
what
okay,
pirates bury in the sand, yeah, to make
okay.
sure they can come back and get it later. A treasure chest.
I was thinking about another noun because Bob Dylan calls in a song Desolation Row, called the Desolation Row. Uh, that object in another way, not chest,
Is
but
it
I don't remember.
A trunk,
A
maybe?
trunk,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
I
trunk,
think the
yeah,
Americans very often say
yeah.
trunk. They often say trunk for chest. And trunk has a second meaning as well. It's the elephant's nose. That's a trunk as well.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
An elephant's trunk, we call that. But yeah,
okay.
the Americans do say a trunk for a chest. I've heard them often say that. So good point.
Uh, so the in the second image, the second picture, the women try to lift up the trunk, the chest,
Good. Yeah.
the
They try to lift it up. Good.
and the man now in that moment is next to them. So
Good.
he looks happy. No, so I don't know because he has his hands in the pockets
Good. He has his hands in his pockets. Hi, Gunter.
Oh,
and
Dave.
hi.
Okay. And hello from Federico as well.
Hello together.
Okay, keep going, Federico. I'll
Okay,
pass it on to Gunter in a second.
okay. In the third image,
Uh-huh.
the two women struggle because they aren't able to to lift up the chest, um, which is
What's the adjective?
uh, a lot it, it, a lot of weight.
Okay, it's a great deal of weight. Yeah, it's very heavy, very heavy.
Yes, excuse me.
That's all
I
right.
am. It's rusty.
Yeah, yeah, no, indeed. Sometimes the word just won't come to the front of your mind. But yeah, it's very heavy. It's a great deal of weight. Yeah, and you did the
Is,
right thing. You try and find a different one.
is there another way to say heavy in English? Another adjective more complex,
There must
convoluted?
be. There isn't one that's coming straight to mind, I must admit. Let's have a look for heavy synonyms, but there must be, of course, there must be. But yeah, heavy is by far the most common one.
Okay, okay.
There are some other ones with people. You can say overweight, but you wouldn't say overweight usually for a chest.
Okay.
You might say that your luggage is overweight when it's more than 25 kilos and the airport says
Okay.
no. You might say it then and say, okay, my luggage is overweight when it's
Hmm.
27 kilos or something like that. But generally
Because
speaking, it is usually heavy.
hmm
Um,
okay, because
weighty, maybe?
I
Gone.
knew that overweight was for to describe people who are fat
Yeah.
because fat is offensive. While
It is. It is.
overweight is more polite. It's a polite way to say fat to
Definitely.
a person, not to
Here are
offend
some
him.
one other good word actually, because I did do a class on weight recently, and cumbersome came up. Cumbersome means something that is very difficult to. It's not portable. It's very difficult to carry or to use. Yeah, it can be just difficult to use, usually because it's so heavy. And you know, it's something which is very. You're very clumsy when you're carrying it around, and so that chest looks quite cumbersome. It's not exactly the same as heavy because it's more about how it's difficult to move around and use. So it's not only about weight, but it certainly usually means a heavy thing.
Okay.
Okay. And
So
what's this guy doing? Yeah, what's he doing here?
I don't know the verb. He's
You might be able to guess it. I mean, because we normally do that, don't we? So what would we say for that?
I never use that verb. I don't know that they are the sleeves. He's
Good. You know the sleeves, yeah? So he is rolling up. We usually say he's rolling up his sleeves. There it is. Rolling up his sleeves. Let me move that
But
slightly.
roll up your sleeves. It's not a idiom. When you
I think
prepare for hard work, I mean.
people might use it metaphorically sometimes and say, okay, we need to roll up our sleeves and start this work. Yeah, people might use it metaphorically, but
Okay.
it literally means what he's doing.
Okay. In this case, it's literal.
Yeah.
So he's rolling up his sleeves because he wants to help the women
Good.
who are in trouble.
Good. Yeah, they're in need of help.
Yes, they need help. And in the fourth picture, he looks he comes across as a strong man because he looks fury, not fury.
Furious is angry.
Now furious, and I mean fury. I don't have the adjective in English. He looks proud of himself.
Okay, he
Full
looks
of
proud of
himself.
himself, full of himself is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like super
Yeah.
confident. Yeah, he looks full of himself.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. And in the fifth picture, he begins to lift up the chest, but we find out in the sixth picture that it's really, really heavy because he can't lift it up.
Good.
It's really difficult. But in the seventh picture, he finally was able to lift the trunk, and the two women are so elated. They are happy.
Good. Yeah, they're impressed.
Surprised. Yes, that he
Good.
was able to reach the target.
Good.
And
Yeah,
also,
to lift the trunk.
Yeah.
Good.
Because it wasn't so easy.
What happened when he was doing it? What happened to his clothes while he was lifting the trunk?
To his?
To his clothes. What happened to his clothes while he was lifting the trunk?
He's losing the I don't know the nouns. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Button. The buttons are flying off. Yeah, his buttons start to fly off his shirt or his trousers. Good.
Okay. And his face became red because of the effort.
I want to warn you, though, that we don't usually say became red. I wouldn't call it a mistake. I think it's still okay. But we usually say his face went red. His face went red.
Okay.
We usually use go plus color. Yeah, go plus color. Go red, go green, go brown, go black. Yeah, and so in spring, yeah, the leaves go, or in autumn, the leaves go green. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, your cheeks go red when you're embarrassed, and I think he's a little bit embarrassed.
Okay.
Yeah, we use go plus a lot of. We also say go bald, go mad, go crazy. Yeah, there are a lot of go phrases.
And in the final picture, the two women are chortling, laughing. Yeah, one of the two women is laughing,
Good.
while the other is I don't know. As a white mouse, I don't know why.
She's shocked. There's
She's shocked,
there's
yeah.
a man without any trousers in front of her. She's
Yeah.
shocked. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Good. You have a few options with laughter. Burst out laughing, but or laugh your head off. We often say as well they are laughing their heads off. Yeah, it's just a common. Yeah, sorry, their heads off. And we use off here for the buttons are flying off. Yeah, I think off is very often for when something leaves a surface. So you knock a glass off the table and you jump off the chair or jump off a bike and your buttons fly off your shirt. Yeah, it's when something leaves a surface, that off preposition with phrasal verbs.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Very, very good. Let's move it round and go straight over to Gunter now. And if there's time before the end, perhaps everyone will get another chance and we'll do a couple per student. We'll see. But let's move on to Gunter now. Gunter, have you prepared a story for one of these pictures? Or do you want me to choose?
You can choose something.
Okay, let's choose one at random. Let's just go perhaps something that I haven't seen for a while. That's what I was thinking. I don't remember ever doing this one. Let's try this one. What can you see in the first picture?
I see a man sitting at the shore of a lake,
Good.
watching or looking out in the direction of the lake.
Good, yeah.
On the lake, there is a boat, a sailing boat. We see a house.
Good.
And some stay. How do you call this? Where you can walk over the lake. This wooden at the house, near the house.
I think it's a jetty. It's a small platform which goes out onto the lake where you
platform. Yeah, this I mean a jetty. Yeah, and then you see or to me it looks like it is water, a little bit moving. And then at the next,
good. There's a ripple on the surface of the water.
Ripple on the surface of the water, and in the next picture. There is another man approaching the man sitting.
Good.
And it looks like he's carrying a camera.
Good.
And the man sitting has a pipe in his mouth.
Good. What do we call this behind the man sitting? And what's he sitting on?
He's sitting on
they look like
drawers.
Yeah, drawers. I think he's sitting on two drawers. Maybe they're boxes, maybe they're not drawers, but it looks like drawers. Good. And what's behind him?
A barrel, a wooden barrel.
Excellent. Yeah, barrel of beer, something like that. Good.
Yeah. And then in the next picture, we see the new man taking a photo of the sitting man.
Good.
And then he changes the direction. He's lying down to get another angle.
Good. Very good.
And
excellent.
Then he's climbing on the barrel. And
I would say squat. Yeah, he climbs on the barrel and squats.
He squats on the barrel.
Good.
To get another perspective.
Good.
And then he takes a front picture of the man sitting.
Good. What job do you think the man who is sitting, what job do you think he does? I think there's a clue here on his T-shirt or his jumper. What picture can we see on the front?
He is
what do we call that? That's
sailor, or
he's a sailor. Good. He's a sailor. We know it because what can we see here?
An anchor.
An anchor. Excellent. An anchor. Yeah, there's an anchor there. So he's clearly some kind of sailor. He looks like a sailor. He looks like a captain. Good.
Yeah, but I cannot figure out what his job is. What is maybe he's just enjoying. Maybe he's waiting for his boat.
Yeah, I don't think he's working at the moment. I think he's relaxing, looking out at the water. Good.
And the photographer.
Photographer
is facing the man, and his back is in direction lake.
His back faces the lake, yeah, or is facing the lake.
Faces the lake.
Good.
And then suddenly you see that he's scared or stumbling and falling into the lake.
Excellent.
And now the sitting man stands up, takes the camera, and takes a picture of the swimming man or
Good.
drowning man.
Excellent. Yeah, he takes a few photos. Yeah. Excellent. While he is drowning, or hopefully not drowning, but while he's swimming in the lake. Excellent. Very good. And what do you call this? How would you? He trips. I mean, he trips over. What does he trip over on? What does he? Or to trip on? What does he trip on?
The frame, but the edge of the lake.
Yeah, the edge of the lake. Okay, or you could say a metal ring. I would just call that a metal ring.
Metal ring.
But it's a metal.
Yeah, now I see. His foot is inside the metal ring. Yeah.
And I think the metal ring is for mooring your boat. Yeah. When you have a boat, you need to moor it. You need to leave it somewhere. You can't leave it in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. So you tie it to a mooring. You pay mooring fees. That's why I don't have a boat yet. It sounds expensive to me. You have to pay mooring fees to keep your boat somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Very, very good for that picture. Let's see if we can go round twice today, because I think we're going quite quickly through these pictures. Let's move on to Srijit Sarkar. Can you hear us, Srijit? Yeah, can you hear us?
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm fine. How about you?
Excellent. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. I think the second time we go round, I'll ask you as well where you're from, because I don't know where anyone's from today, and I haven't asked you yet. But I will ask you on the second time round. Let's do one picture first to get you into the mood. So you can start on the next one. What can you see in that first picture?
I see a curious man.
Good.
Curious man with a device.
Good.
Okay, I see a lady who is kind of enjoying a day, maybe.
Good. What is she sitting on?
A relaxing chair. What is that called?
I think it looks a little bit like a deck chair, but not exactly the same. Deck chair is it's a boat. It's a chair which we often see on the beach. Those deck chairs, and you can hire them on the beach sometimes. But they used to be on boats, and they used to be on the deck of the boat, and I think that's why we say deck chair.
Deck chair. Okay.
Okay. So he's taking a photo of this attractive young lady. What does he do in the next picture?
I think they are having a photo shoot right here.
They're having a
photo shoot. Modeling,
Photoshop.
Photo shooting.
Okay, a photo shoot. Yeah, they're having some kind of photo shoot.
Yeah,
good.
Maybe. The lady is kind of posing for the man.
Good, very good. Yeah, she's posing for the guy. The last guy didn't pose at all. He just sat still the whole time. But these ladies are posing, certainly.
Yeah. Then the man is, I don't know why, the man is taking a picture of a pig.
Good.
Maybe he's a journalist.
Yeah, possibly. I think it looks like a particularly big specimen of a pig. Yeah, it's an impressive pig.
Yeah. Looks pretty big.
Good.
Then we see a lady with her bicycle.
Good. With her bicycle, with her bike.
Yeah. And the man is asking some question, maybe. Maybe something about something, maybe.
But maybe he's asking, can I take a photo?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe, maybe please smile or say cheese. We sometimes say cheese for smile, basically. Say cheese.
Yeah. Okay. Now we see a family here.
Good.
I think the man is taking a picture of the family.
Good.
Okay, what's next? Parents and their child. They're also having a photo shoot.
Good.
Probably. Okay.
It looks like it's a very old camera to me as well, where you look down when you're looking that way.
Yeah, it's bulky.
It's a
It's
bulky
not what we
camera.
have right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Bulky is a good word for, yeah, heavy and cumbersome. Bulky. It's bulky.
Yeah.
Good. Cumbersome.
Now we see a lady who is preparing to dive
Good.
on a ledge, on a
On the
lake,
ledge. Good. On the ledge or on a diving board.
diving board. And the man is there taking photo again.
Good.
Okay. And we see a couple of ducks swimming, probably in the late afternoon.
Good. I'm not sure they're ducks, actually. I think they might be slightly bigger. What do we
Okay.
call, what do we call that?
Swans.
Good. They are swans. I thought you'd know it. Yeah, good. Excellent. They are two swans. I think they're two swans.
Two swans. The
Excellent.
man is again taking the picture.
Good. Taking another picture, taking a photo. So I think here is the
Taking a photo.
results of his hard work. What can you tell me about the
Okay.
results? Is he a skillful photographer?
Not even mediocre.
Not
think.
even mediocre. Not even mediocre.
Yeah.
Good.
Not
What
even
happened to the
mediocre.
first photo? Yeah, and that's this one. You can
Yeah,
see-
he was supposed to take the whole picture, but he just focused on the boots, on the
Good.
shoes.
Yeah, I wouldn't call
Heels.
those boots. Well, yeah, on the heels. Good. I
Heels,
think they're
heels.
high heels. I think they are high heels.
High
Very
heels.
good. What about the next one?
Okay, what happened to the next one?
I think the next two, something happened to the next two.
Yeah, it kind of combined.
Good. It
The-
combined the
that
two
attractive-
images.
Yeah, that attractive lady is kind of merged with this pig.
Yeah, she's got
Specimen
the
of a
face of the
pig.
pig. She's got the face of the
Yeah.
pig. Good.
I don't think that lady is gonna be happy.
No, she won't be happy with the result. Definitely not.
Okay, what is
What about
that?
this
I
one?
think, yeah, the next one, I think the photographer was J3.
Photographer. Even though we say photograph, we say photographer. The stress changes. Yeah, we say photograph, but photographer.
Photographer.
Photographer. It's only for the person. For the person, the
Yeah.
stress moves to the o, photographer, even though we do say photograph. So in photograph, the stress is on the very first O. It's photograph. Yeah, photograph. But photographer. Yeah, so
So the
stress doesn't-
intonation changes here.
Yeah, the stress changes, just like politics and politician. Yeah, politics,
Right.
politician. History, historian. I think the stress often changes when it's a man and not a man. Yeah, and so photograph isn't a man, but photographer is a man.
Profession.
Profession and professional. Yeah, profession. No, it's both on the fesh. Professional, profession.
Yeah.
But yeah, stress is very important. When people, when students mispronounce the stress, somebody said to me recently, and it's sorry, no, they said recent instead of recent. And of course, if you don't get the stress right, it is hard to understand. Yeah, it's always camera
Right.
and not camera. Camera, photographer. Okay, so
Yeah, I think his hand was jittery, all shaken up.
good. His hands
And-
must have been shaking. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, what about for the next one? What mistake did he make in the next one?
I mean, he just basically cut out the whole family and focused on the man and his daughter.
Good, yeah. He zoomed in too much. Yeah, he zoomed in.
Zoomed
you
in
might
too
say.
much.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good. Excellent. What about the next one?
Next one. Okay. He just
what did he
focused
do
onto
wrong?
the hat.
Yeah, he
He just
pointed the
focused onto the
camera.
hat.
Yeah, too high. He pointed the camera
Yeah.
too high. What about the next one?
I don't think this guy is gonna get paid.
No.
Okay. Oh my God. So he took the picture after she dove into the water.
Good. Yeah, after she dove into the water, after she dived into the
Wow.
water. Both possible with dive. Dove, or dived. They're both possible with that one. But dove is also possible. And you use dove, which is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, after she had
So
after she had dived into the water, or after she had dove into the water. Good. And what about the last one?
I think he didn't take off the camera's cover, maybe.
Maybe he didn't take off the cover. Or
Yeah.
maybe, can you see what maybe?
It
Maybe
was
it's-
getting late.
I think maybe it was so bright. that it actually was too much for the camera.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
if
The
you
photo was kind of burned off.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a photographer. I'm not very
Yeah,
good at taking photographs. I'm like
don't
him,
know don't know the technical term for this.
Yeah, there is a technical term, I'm sure. Maybe overexposure? Maybe overexposure. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
But I think it
It
was
was a
too
long time
bright.
back. Yeah.
It was a long time ago, yeah, when they used
Yeah.
these old cameras, certainly.
Mm.
But
Right now,
excellent.
I'm pretty sure that if we get that overexposure, it kind of over brightens. It gets
Uh-huh.
a yellowish, whitish tint. But
So
that
it
time, maybe it just blacked out,
yeah,
possibly.
yeah, so it compensates. Now we have digital cameras. It compensates. It makes sure that it has some kind of mechanism so that it still comes out. But yeah, in old cameras, I imagine it was a very different. They weren't digital, and so they worked in a
Yeah.
very different way. Okay, excellent. Let's go around one more time, all three of you. Let's go back to Federico and start now by telling me where you're from. Yeah, what do you do? A little introduction because we didn't do that the first time. So Federico, where are you from? What do you do?
Okay, I'm from Rome.
You're from Rome, okay? From
Yeah.
Italy, yeah, from Rome.
I was born in Rome 29 years ago.
Uh-huh. Are you still in Rome?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. And what do you do in Rome?
It's not exactly a job. It's called the Servizio Civile, which means civil service.
Uh-huh. It sounds like a
It's
job.
a sort of volunteering,
Oh, okay. It's voluntary.
volunteering,
Uh-huh.
but paid.
It doesn't sound voluntary. Okay.
I know it's a thing that we have in Italy, which
Uh-huh.
is in the middle of volunteering and work.
I see. It's
Because,
in between, yeah, in
yeah,
between
it's
volunteering.
in between, yeah. And
Uh-huh.
I work in a library,
Uh-huh.
and
As a
I read
librarian, yeah, a librarian.
a sort of librarian, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I read with loud voice every Tuesday to children.
Yeah, you read aloud to children. Yeah,
I read
read
aloud.
aloud.
Yeah, I read aloud
Uh-huh.
to young children who are
Uh-huh.
between 3 years old and 6 years old, more or
Yeah,
less.
very young children. Okay,
Yes.
very young children.
Yeah, we read stories for children, of course, and
Italian stories or English stories or
also English, but in Italian, of course. Today we are going to read with my friend the Grinch, how the Grinch stole the Christmas. Yeah,
I see. Yeah, the Grinch, how the
Yeah.
Grinch stole Christmas.
which is a bit longer than the usual stories that we read every Tuesday, but I think it's worth the reading because it's really special, the story, because it makes you understand that Christmas is not only about presents and money, but it's also about family, staying together with your parents, with your grandpas, your grandma, your uncles, your aunts, and so on. So I really wanted to. I'm looking forward to reading it. Yeah.
And so you will be reading it in Italian today?
Yes,
or,
yes.
Yeah, or in the next
Only
next session?
Italian, because they are too young to read.
I understand. I wondered though. I wonder because I know that people do read in English to their children from a very young age sometimes, and sometimes they still like it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm reading one book in English. Honestly, I'm reading Danny, the Champion of the World.
Okay, Roald Dahl.
Yeah, Roald Dahl.
I know Roald Dahl, of course. In fact, my generation grew up reading Roald Dahl. He was very popular for my generation and further back as well. But we had things like The Witches on TV. And I mean, that's really quite a scary story as well. As a child, I found that quite scary. There's quite a lot of vicious stuff in Roald Dahl.
In Danny, the Champion of the World, there is our story about a father and a son who want to poach some pheasants.
Who want to poach some pheasants? Sorry, pheasants, not peasants. Who want to poach some pheasants? Yeah, they want to
pheasants
poach
in a forest. In a part of a forest which belongs to a grumpy man called Victor Hazel. I see. I'm not wrong.
Yeah, some kind of
that they ate they don't they can't stand him because he's a really rude, grumpy,
Uh-huh.
a negative man in general.
Yeah, greedy.
Greedy also, yes. And
Uh-huh.
they want to steal a lot. They want their objective is their goal is to steal most of the pheasants
Yeah.
in so that the man the man doesn't have any more pheasants during a feast, a party in which a lot of hunters come to gun for the pheasants.
Yeah, to kill the pheasants,
Kill the pheasants,
to
yeah.
hunt the pheasants.
Gun, it's okay, like verb. Gun
To gun,
for.
to gun for somebody is rare. When somebody is gunning for something, it normally means they're aiming for something. It's very informal. It's not a formal expression to gun for something. But if
Okay.
you are gunning for somebody, usually you gun for somebody. It's a phrasal verb that means that you think that that person's going to win. That's what where I put it, to gun for somebody. Let's just quickly look it up and see what the dictionary says. Doesn't even come up in the
Good.
dictionary, gun for. Oh, no, let me try it. Hold on. Ah, there it is.
I asked because in the live action of One Piece, I don't know if you know it.
Sorry, where did you hear it?
In One Piece, the live action One Piece, the live action of One Piece, which is a famous manga.
Oh,
Anime.
okay,
It's
okay.
anime.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
it's
much about
it's an anime.
yeah, I don't know much about anime, but that was where you found this expression, yeah, to
Yeah,
gun for.
because they say they will be gunning for us because they have
Yeah,
a bounty on them.
Uh-huh.
There is a bounty on the captain of the crew.
they used
So
gunning with
yeah.
with an aggressive perspective, though, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, when I look it up in Cambridge, it is try to either make a great effort to try to win something. So you could be gunning for your for the FA Cup for some kind of award that you win. So they give the example: Irwin is gunning for his third straight championship. He's gunning for means he wants to win that, but it does also mean to harm someone. We know all the other teams are gunning for us. It means they want to beat us. They want to beat us when they're gunning for something. But I want to warn you, like a lot of phrasal verbs, it's very informal English. I wouldn't use it in an academic essay to gun for something. But yeah, so when you're trying to harm somebody. Okay, yeah. So the hunters all come to hunt these pheasants, and they want to make sure that they kill as many pheasants as possible. Yeah, before the hunters arrive.
No, they want to kill them, but they share the pheasants also with other people. That I know.
Yeah, they're eating the pheasants.
Some friends of the dead.
Okay, some friends of the dad. Yeah,
some dad's friends.
Yeah, some of dad's friends, they give it to dad's friends.
Yeah. So they share, and they don't keep all for the pheasants only for them, but they share
they're not greedy.
The huge amount. Yeah, they're not greedy. They share because they want to. Because 120 pheasants are too many for them.
Yeah, okay. They decide. They make a unilateral decision that aristocrat has too many pheasants and it's right to steal them. Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
I like this story because it's really fun.
I loved Roald Dahl when I was growing up. I think I read most of his books when I was growing up. I thought they were the most interesting books for kids. But I know that nowadays a lot of parents wouldn't read Roald Dahl with their kids because they're worried that because it's about stealing or something like that, and it seems to justify stealing. As long as it's from a rich person, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, if they're rich, you can steal. Yeah, there are a lot of weird ideas in Roald Dahl, and there's a lot of nastiness. I mean, it's quite nasty the way different characters treat each other in Roald Dahl. I remember the witches, and I remember there being some quite scary parts in that story as well. But I'm a fan. I like Roald Dahl. I like his books. Don't know if I like him as a person. Like a lot of writers, that's a different story. But I like his books, and I read them all when I was growing up.
Then there are a lot of verbs that I didn't know before reading Danny, the Champion of the World. And I'm discovering a lot of new verbs and nouns, of course, because I didn't know the pheasants. I know the Italian meaning because in Italy we never see pheasants. But I had to read the translation because I said, what does pheasant mean? What does poacher mean in Italian? Because in this case, you are not able to understand the meaning unless you see the translation of the
Of course,
term.
yeah, and poach is a useful word.
Yeah,
People do
yeah.
poach. It's a useful word, a poacher. And I would say that years ago, our books for children were harder than
Yeah,
nowadays, where they're easier. There are very few new words. They don't challenge the children anymore. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the children's books they've become dumbed down, we say dumbed down, which just means they've made it easier. There aren't so many difficult words, difficult vocabulary.
hmm,
And so, yeah, I do feel as though modern children's literature is worse than some's really good. I think J.K. Rowling is pretty good. And so I don't want to say that it's all not no good, but I think that there were more books in the past which had a greater range of vocabulary for young
yeah,
learners.
hmm,
And so, yeah, it's a great way to learn English.
yes.
Okay, let's perhaps go on to the next picture then. You can do this one.
Always me?
Yeah, just one for
Oh,
you, and then we'll go on to Gunter and do the same thing where you're from and one more picture, and same for Srijit. Yeah,
okay. We see a man on a horse
uh-huh.
on a cloud, maybe.
Good.
Is it Pegasus?
I think so. I think it's Pegasus.
And I see also some stars in the sky.
Good. What's he playing? If you know this, I'll be very impressed.
It's Apollo, maybe. I don't know.
I think we
I
call
don't.
this a lyre, but you might say a harp because it looks
No, no, no.
exactly the same.
I mean the man. Maybe he's a god.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's a god. Yeah, maybe he's a god. Maybe he's an angel.
I believe he's a god because if he's under, if he is riding a horse like Pegasus, probably is a mythological figure.
Good. A
Yeah,
mythological figure, a creature.
creature. Yeah, and
Good.
which
Good.
moment I'm writing while
Okay. Yeah.
after
Getting
you
the new
write.
words down. Good. Excellent.
And he's playing this harp, this lyre, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the difference if I'm honest, but a very old
I
name
think
for
it's
a
the same
harp is
because
a
also
okay,
in
yeah.
Italian, in the Italian dictionary, they are more or less the
Okay,
same.
they're synonyms. Yeah,
I believe yes.
maybe a musical professional understands the
Yeah,
difference, but I don't know
yes,
the difference.
probably. And the horse in the third picture, the horse has black eyes. I don't know why.
Good.
He he becomes a bit livid because uh, uh,
If I show you the whole story, it might be clear.
the the protagonist loses his lyre
Good.
and they hear a bang, an heavy sound, and they
Good.
are
A
a bit
loud bang.
worried. And they are worried because something is going to happen.
Good. What happens to the cloud?
The crowd,
Cloud. They're flying in the clouds. Yeah. What
it
happens?
deflates more or
Good,
less.
very good. The cloud starts to deflate. The cloud gets a puncture. You might say a puncture here because they're definitely connected to deflating. The cloud gets a puncture.
Yeah, yes, like if it were a ball, more or less.
Good.
And at the end, we found out that this horse was only a bike,
Mhm.
and that the protagonist was not a mythological figure, but only a normal man
Good.
with a rotten bike.
Good with a bike that has a puncture. Yeah, we got a
Yeah.
puncture. I had
Yes.
to fix my son's bike yesterday and get the tube off. I was doing what the guy is doing in the last picture. I had to rip the old inner tube off, put a new inner tube on, pump it up. It
It's a
gets
bit
easier.
it's a bit weird, all this story.
It is. It's a strange story. I mean,
It's a
a lot
bit
of the pictures
cringe
are a bit
also.
cringe. Yeah, it's cringe. Yeah, possibly cringy.
Cringy. Okay.
Good. But yeah, he manages. We call the place. if you're interested, you need to buy a new inner tube when you get a puncture. Well, unless you fix the old inner tube and repair the old inner tube, which is possible. That's what I had to do when I was little, and it never worked. Yeah, you tried to fix the puncture, and then it would just be a slow puncture, and the air would come out slowly. And so nowadays, I just buy a new inner tube and put a new inner tube on. Okay, fantastic, Federico. That was really good. Let's go back to Gunther. Tell us, Gunther, where are you from? What do you do? Why are you learning English?
At the moment, I'm in Zurich, or and I want to be able to read also books in English language, and listen to news.
Have you tried reading anything in English?
Yes, I enjoy the Kindle very much. The Kindle comes with the possibility to translate the words, the unknown words. You hover over the word, and then it gives you a translation.
It's very convenient, very practical.
Is very, very good, yeah.
Excellent. And why are you learning English?
Yeah, to be able to read English texts and to listen to English English YouTuber or
I see. So there's so much in English nowadays.
Some of my colleagues are foreigners, and the common language is English.
And so, where do you work? What do you do?
I work in a food production company. And I take care of the machines.
Of the machines? Of the machines?
I'm a
machines.
technician.
I see. The machines in the factory, yeah?
Yes.
And make sure it's on the machines, machines, and not machines, but machines. Mm. Okay, factory machines, large machines. Are you an engineer?
Different sizes.
Are you trained as an engineer?
I was trained at the beginning as a metal worker, and I spent some time in the coal mine in Germany.
Wow!
And then I went back to school, and I studied telecommunication. So I have an engineer degree, and this helps in finding errors or finding the problems in the machine.
Sure. Yeah, indeed. It's what you're skilled at. Yeah, it's what you're good at. You can find the errors, you can find the problems in these machines and fix them. It sounds very specific work, because I can imagine that there aren't many of these machines around, that you have them just in this factory. And so you have to know what you're doing.
There are different kinds of machines. Very simple, maybe grinders, or cutting machines, very simple, and then more complicated machines that fill aseptic. This is the most complicated machine.
The machines which do septic.
Aseptic, ultra high temperature treatment. For milk, for example, you have these carton boxes. And milk alternatives.
I see. And so it's a packaging.
Orange juice and this kind of things are packed in
Tetra Paks.
Tetra Paks, yeah.
Yeah, I see. And so you're doing the packaging in these. The machines do the packaging as well. So there are a lot of different things.
This is one machine. We are not specialized in only packaging. We are producing different kinds of food, and then we have different packaging machines.
Sure. It depends on the food.
Some foods are packaged in plastic containers.
Good.
Or only filled in plastic foil. And some are filled in glass.
Yeah, I see. Some are packed. Some are packed in glass. Some are packed in
glass. And some are packed in these carton boxes like Tetra Pak.
Yeah. It depends on the food.
Yeah.
I see. Interesting. Very good. Okay. Well, let's perhaps come on to another picture. You can see this one. It starts with a beautiful girl for you, Günther.
Yeah, the sun is shining.
Uh-huh.
The woman is looking at the maybe older man, and the older man is looking at the woman.
Good.
The older man has an umbrella or a walking stick,
Good.
and then he's running up the stairs.
He runs up the stairs.
He
Yeah, I think he
runs
gets
up-
an idea.
Yeah, he runs up the stairs, and then he sits in front of his typewriter,
Good.
putting in a piece of paper.
Good.
And then while starting to type, or while typing, the phone rings. Then he picks up the phone. Then he gets back to the typewriter, and
Good.
it looks like he's thinking.
Good. Yeah,
Or
he's
he
trying to
has
get that
some-
idea back.
Some more ideas, and then suddenly two small children are jumping.
Two small children. Children. Remember, it's
Children.
irregular plural. Two children.
Two small children are. They look very happy and very enthusiastic. One jumps on his lap, and the other hugs him from behind.
Good. Good.
And then in the next picture, a lady is coming, bringing coffee or tea.
Good.
And the picture down shows the lady with a couple or two other people, maybe
Good.
one man and one woman.
Good. Yeah, two guests at their home.
They look like visitors, yeah.
Good.
And then
how does he react? What do you think he's?
He looks quite disturbed or
Good.
angry or nervous or
Good. He's being distracted, isn't he? He keeps getting distracted.
yeah.
You could use that word there, to get distracted. He keeps getting distracted. He wants to write this story. I think that this first woman gave him inspiration. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good word here. I think she inspired him. Inspiration, to inspire. But yeah, he's keeps getting distracted. He's not happy. How does it finish?
And then it looks like two people are outside. It looks like it is raining.
Good.
They are
I think it's this
walking-
man.
Yeah, this man and another woman.
Good. I think
And-
this is just a contrast with the first picture.
Yeah, it's raining, and the woman is not so beautiful as the first.
Not so inspiring.
Yeah,
He can't get inspiration again, and he's forgotten the story that he was inspired to write. I think
Yeah.
that's the idea of this picture. I'm not sure.
uh-huh.
But yeah, it is one of the weirder pictures. I noticed though that there's a big contrast between
Yes,
last and first image. So I
it's
think,
the
yeah,
opposite. Yeah,
yeah, and I think you often get that in these pictures, that where there's a reversal at the end of the story, where people reverse roles, or there's a reversal in some kind of way. He likes it. The guy who does these pictures, it's a
Mhm.
guy from years ago, a Danish cartoonist. But that's excellent, Günther. That's really, really good. Let's move on now to Srijit. Srijit, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? Why are you learning English?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm from India,
Uh-huh.
and right now I'm not working a full-time job.
Uh-huh.
Rather, as I'm preparing for JLPD, it's a Japanese exam, language exam.
A Japanese language exam, yeah?
Yeah.
You're learning
I've recently
Japanese, yeah?
passed. Yeah, I have recently passed N5, the basic one,
Okay.
and just gave N4, the beginner level. I'm preparing for the intermediate, the N3 one,
Uh-huh.
and we'll move on to N1. It will continue to N1.
It sounds challenging. Why are you learning Japanese?
From career perspective.
From a careers perspective, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to move to Japan and work there?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, wow.
And as far as English is concerned, I I really like this language. It's crisp, clear, and I want to really level up, and that's why I'm learning it right now.
Okay, yeah, I understand. It's also a very useful language, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
And-
a very crisp, clear, and it's articulative language. You can articulate a lot of things with this. Expressive. It's very expressive.
Okay, excellent. And yeah, what sphere, what industry do you work in? I understand you're working part-time at the moment, but what do you plan on doing with Japanese? I imagine that with Japanese and English, you'll be highly skilled, yeah? And is there a particular direction you want to go in?
Yeah, possibly in the management section, general duties like HR and everything like that.
Okay, I see. Yeah, so dealing with people. Yeah, it's something
Yeah,
if you're good
dealing with people. While
yeah,
communication plays a vital role.
Exactly. Yeah, if you're dealing with people,
Yeah.
then you need to be good with the languages that they're using.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Let's move on then to this next story. What can you see in the first picture?
I see a dull-looking man all suited up with the word artistan, probably not an English word.
It's not an
maybe
English word.
Yeah, probably referring to being an artist of some sort, maybe.
I think so. I'm also guessing at the same thing. I think artist studio.
By looking at the
something like that.
context. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. On to the next scene, we see him again, pretty gloomy, dull,
Good.
changing his clothes.
Excellent. He's getting changed, but he still looks really,
Yeah,
unemotional.
gloomy, not enthusiastic, for sure.
Yeah, good.
Okay. I think he's doing his makeup, probably.
Good. I agree.
Then he's checking himself in the mirror. Okay.
Yeah, good.
I think he's entering to the stage.
He's
where a
entering
clown
the
is
stage.
waiting. Yeah, I think he's entering the stage, and then there's a clown who's waiting with a big cake on his hand.
In his hand, yeah. Or I know what you mean by on his hand, but we do say in his
Okay,
hand.
in his hand. Okay. And then he just smashed the cake on his head.
Good.
That's it. The job is done. He gets off the stage.
Good.
That's
his job.
Yeah, that was his job. No wonder he was looking so gloomy.
Yeah, it's not a great job, is it? He's a professional clown assistant.
Yeah. Good for the audience, though. It really
good, yeah. Everybody likes
helps
it.
Yeah.
Everybody likes
Relieve
watching
their
somebody
stresses.
else, get a cake in the face.
Yeah. Now we see him washing himself up, cleaning himself.
Not washing himself up. Washing up is always plates and dishes. It's always knives, forks, plates, dishes.
Okay.
But he's
Cleaning
washing.
himself?
He's cleaning his face. He's washing his face. I wouldn't even say himself, but yeah, he's washing his face. Yeah, we don't usually say washing himself, it seems to me, but he's washing. We just say he's washing. He's washing his face. Good.
Then he gets suited up, ready to leave.
Good.
I think he's having dinner with his family.
Good.
And his kid is playing with some sort of liquid in a cup, probably coffee or something like that. Tea.
I don't think it is coffee because from the shape of it here, I think we put this
milk,
on.
Probably.
I don't even think it's milk. I think we put this on a roast. Yeah, we very often put this on a roast, like roast chicken, roast potatoes, and we pour it on top. What do we call it?
Okay.
The sauce. Do you know what we call it? The sauce that we put on roast?
Gravy sauce.
Yes, yeah, gravy.
Sauce.
I think that is gravy. I think that's in a gravy container. I think gravy containers usually look like that. But I love gravy. I always make sure I've got some gravy for roast. I can't stand dry roast chicken. I need gravy to make it tasty. And so, I'm a big fan of gravy. So what does his son do with the gravy?
Definitely looks tasty, those gravy.
It does.
Put onto those roasts and everything.
It's much nicer with the vegetables and the potatoes and the meat. Yeah, you need gravy. Okay, so what does the son do? Sorry.
Yeah, he accidentally just pushes it off and soils his pan.
Soils his dad's pants. Be careful with soil,
Yeah.
because it can mean go to toilet
Oh,
in your own
yeah.
pants. Be careful.
Yeah.
But you're
I
right
was
that we
thinking
do
about
say
that.
it. We say it like that as well. Soil has two meanings. It can just mean to dirty, to get somebody dirty, to soil. And of course, I mean, I don't think that's accidental personally. Shit, I'm not as kind as you are. I think that is intentional. I think his son intentionally, on purpose, poured, and I would use that word as well for poured the gravy on his dad's trousers.
Okay. Well, if it was intentional, then poured is the right word.
Yeah, exactly. If it wasn't, and what's the right word if it's not intentional, if it's accidental? Because we don't have a word.
Accidentally pushes up.
I would say spill. He spills.
Spill?
Yeah, if it's
Spills.
unintentional, he spills the gravy on his dad's trousers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then I don't need to use the accidental term anymore. I use spill.
It's clear with pour and spill. It's really clear. Pour is intentional. Spill is unintentional. Okay, so he pours gravy on his dad's trousers.
And Dad rightly seems to be angry. If it was not accidental, that is.
Good. And so what does he do?
Okay, he's rebuking his son.
Okay, yeah, he's telling him off. I want to just tell you that rebuke is good, but if you want something that's everyday English for what parents usually say, scold is good as well, but it's still quite formal and literary. Rebuke, scold, reproach, all of these words for me are...
Chide.
Chide is good. Chide is another one. Excellent. All of them sound good to me, but I want to warn you that everybody in the UK says tell somebody off. And if you use words like rebuke, reproach, scold, chide, some natives won't know those words. Not most, I want to make it clear, but some natives, perhaps young people especially, might not be familiar with rebuke, reproach, scold. For me, they are literary terms, and you read them in literature very often, but it's very rare that you say, oh, I had to reproach my child earlier on.
We mostly see this kind of words in newspapers, editorials.
Exactly. You see them in newspapers, you see them in literature, but you don't hear them very often, people using them in speech. What you hear is the phrasal verbs. And so it's phrasal verbs like tell somebody off. It's that word that you'll hear parents using with children and children using with each other. You know, my mum told me off today. They wouldn't say my mum reproached me or my mum chided me, even though they're perfectly good words and they mean the same thing as tell somebody off. But I think there's a massive difference between literary formal English and informal, everyday conversational English. And it is usually the phrasal verbs that we use in everyday English. It's why phrasal verbs are so important, because it's usually tell somebody off. You know, I know that there are a lot of people in this country that will know that word, but not know some of the other words. They should do. I mean, if they've read Roald Dahl, they've probably come across rebuke or reproach or scold. There are probably some of those words in Roald Dahl and things like that, but they are quite literary words. And so they are all good. You know, there are lots of different ones. Reproach, chide, rebuke, you said earlier, which is good. And there was another one, wasn't there? What's the other one? Reproach, chide, rebuke, scold.
Scold.
They
also maybe reprimand.
Reprimand is good. Reprimand. I would even say that reprimand is even more common than reproach, chide, rebuke, and scold. But it's certainly more formal, more literary. And again, tell somebody off is the one which you'll hear everybody using on a day-to-day basis.
So he told his son to be off. I mean,
he told his son off. He told his son off. Yeah. He told his son off.
We use this like that.
Yeah. Exactly. We put the person in between the verb and the preposition.
But there's this phrasal verb like also include like physically hitting someone. Like he clearly has hit him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's clearly punished him. I would say he smacked the child on the bum. I mean, it's rare that people do it nowadays, although some parents will do it, but it's supposed to be illegal to hit the child anymore. I think some parents will still hit the child. And of course, there are varying degrees of hitting the child. But yeah, smack usually means on the bum. It's a punishment, smack. I would always use smack for on the bum as a punishment. I'd use slap but when it's on the cheek, yeah. And I'd use punch if the fist is closed, then it's certainly punch. But smack for on the bum.
Smack this kid right up.
You might hear spank, but I want to warn you that spank is quite sexual, and that's why I wouldn't say he spanked the child. Although you will hear it sometimes in some books or something like that. But spank does have that extra sexual
in
connotation.
really informal situations.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's an informal word necessarily, but it just has that sexual connotation as well with spank. I want to warn you that that's why you might not hear it. You won't hear it as often as smack. To smack a child is much more common for punishment for a child. Yeah, and can you see how
if we are using that spank word, then we need to make sure the context is clear, I guess.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Someone might misunderstand. That's it. Whereas smack doesn't have that, it never has that sexual connotation as well, it seems to me, smack. And it's always got that punishment meaning as well with smack. It's usually an adult punishing a child. And can you see how the situation has been reversed? How has the situation been reversed?
Yeah,
think about
his frustration painting up and getting released like in any way, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. But earlier, he didn't get frustrated at all. Yeah, the clown came and he put the cake in his face and he stayed completely unemotional. He didn't react. But here he's lost control.
He was tolerating that, but I think emotionally he was enduring all that.
Yes, yeah, I think so. But he didn't lose his temper. It was only when his son poured gravy on his trousers that he lost his temper. But I suppose if you have to put up with a clown putting cake in your face every day, maybe it's very easy to lose your temper when your child pours gravy on your trousers. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, well, we'll stop there for today, guys, but that was fantastic. Really, really good. Well done, everybody. I thought we got lots of words there, lots of new vocabulary. I will do another one of these lessons maybe on Friday. Usually it's at the end of the day, then about 4:30. But I'll see. It depends on a lot of different factors. But I'll see over the next couple of days. So keep an eye on your emails. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This Friday, Dave.
Yeah. Possibly this Friday.
3 days.
On Friday, in 3 days, possibly. I can't be certain, but possibly on Friday. It usually is quite good for me at 4:30 UK time on Friday.
Okay,
yeah, thanks. It's usually a better time for me.
Okay. Have a nice day, Dave. Thank you.
You too, Federico. Really good to see you.
Guys.
See you soon, Gunter, and see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank
you, sir.
Bye. My pleasure. See you soon.